Oh my gosh. Oh, no, on that side. Got a wild curl going on over here. Oh, hi everybody. Hello, hello. Oh, how are you, beautiful gems? So today may be a train wreck, or it may be a complete success. We shall see, right? Black licorice. Oh no! Ew! I can't stand black licorice. Gross. Whew. All right, guys. So this is our first official Tuesday open mic crime read day. So I've been kind of getting in practice, getting in practice, getting in practice, getting in practice. Oh, first, huge, giant, ginormous, huge, giant shout out to Rossi, Tina, and Sherry. Without the three of you, this wouldn't be happening. This new series I'm bringing to my channel, um, none of it would be happening. I would be doing what I was doing the much harder way. But because of Rossi, Tina, and Cherry, I have officially been able to purchase with the expansion pack the deck that has been calling to me for a couple years now. So huge thank you to you guys. I could not been able to do it. You guys were very patient while we waited for the artist to hopefully get back with us, and she did not. You guys trusted me, and because of that, I now have a gorgeous, beautiful deck that I cannot wait to introduce to you guys and to hopefully help a lot of families. So, oh yeah, had to channel my inner bluebird for this one. I am the other co-creator of the Bluebird that you guys are some now learning about, or some having been a part of the whole time. You know where the Bluebird originated from on a scavenger hunt on my channel from Mr. Gerald Terrell Stash himself. So I had to be the very first one. There's plenty of merch on his store in his store. I now have a Terrell Stash mug and one of his shirts, and I'm playing catch up here because I'm also with Truth Wave. I now have the Boss Truth Wave cup, and I have a Truth Wave T-shirt. So yeah, I'm stepping my game up, and then I got hobo chimes, and I'm gonna get a hobo hoodie because I mean it's Florida. But we still have a winter and it still gets chilly. So I'm gonna get me one of those hobo hideaway hoodies. So I've already started saving up for them. I've already got my first $5 saved up for that. So I'm excited for that. And I'm also saving up for a wish list because I really don't know anything about chairs. I did see that they were astronomically priced, but I stayed under $100 for anyone that does want to help me get my first chair. And I also put a pad down because, like I said, I was able to also get a desk that you guys helped me get. So you guys are just amazing. So I did put a couple more things, but outside of a chair, it's no rush. But guys, listen. So in total, all of it together with shipping, the expansion pack, the deck, everything all together was $123.70. And with the help, like I said, of Tina, Sherry, and Rossi, I was able to get the deck and the expansion pack. So without further ado, I got to get a bag. I got to get a permanent home. But right now, Mosaic had this absolutely adorable little pink bag. So she's temporarily letting me use this until I can get this behemoth of a deck. I thought the mega deck for Metatron was monster with 120 cards. No, I have surpassed that now with 180 cards of deliciousness. So um, I used to do my crime decks with these three: Triumph della Luna, Apple, and my original crime deck, right? This one deck eliminates all of that. So, and I don't know if I probably stacked them all together, all three of them decks would probably still not equal what this deck is. So, oh my gosh, I am super excited. I do have a couple of cases that I am looking at, and we're going to a little looky at and see what we can see. We can bring the spirit box out if we get to that point. Oh, I mean, I'm so sorry, sweetheart. We're gonna send you a lot of blessings, babe. It sucks to hurt. It sucks to hurt. It sucks, sucks, sucks. So we did a little sneaky peek when I got the deck, because like I said, the deck wasn't even supposed to be here until this Thursday, but it showed up last weekend. It was super excited to get to me. I was super excited to get it. So I did a little quick little pop-up just to unbox it with you guys. And then I spent Sunday, Monday, all in it. I've been just sitting on my bed, shuffling it, looking at it, bringing in the energy. I don't know, guys. So we're gonna take a look at it. So I think our best bet, because of how many it is, I think we should do it in like 3 sections, because like I've got it just all together, but like it can be programmed into people, it can be programmed into the situation, the institution, the crime scene itself, staged, unstaged, premeditated. It gets really super deep. Mousy, you beautiful thing, you. Hello, how are you? All right, so again, the back say Secrets Revealed, True Crime Oracle. This is again by our very own one of a kind and one and only Abundant Life Tarot. She is the artist and the creator of this deck. She does have a YouTube channel. I did reach out to her. I, as of this day, have not heard back from her, but I am keeping it open. And like I said, I'm talking with Jackie Crystal Moon. Maybe we can, because she has this deck too. I don't know if she has the expansion pack, but I know she has the deck. So we might be able to get together on a Tuesday down the road for you guys. So that's going on too. So, all right. So we have regret and remorse. We have hit and run. Mountain. And then I'm also going to read a little bit about all of this too, guys. Like I said, this one might be a little bit longer live, but I really want to go through the specs and the details and everything. So, clean up. Party or social gathering. I don't know if my words are backwards. I don't know how to turn all that around. Deviant or pervert. Fear. And some of these, I will do it. These cards are incredibly graphic. Yeah, good. I don't even good. So I'll just show them. There's a couple that Miles is maybe saying maybe I do not show, but for the for Rossi, Tina, and Sherry, I'm absolutely willing to show you guys, and you know how it comes up in the reads. Don't have to show the cards. Some of them, like I said, are going to be graphic, or people that have been in situations like this. Unfortunately, this could trigger them. So definitely am not ever trying, except unless it's a Wednesday and it's intentionally triggering. But I mean, almost any and every situation you can think of is in this deck, and you have to think with your Sherlock Holmes mind. You know, you have to be a detective when you're thinking about stuff like this, right? You have to want to understand it. And my brain absolutely wants to. I wanted to be a criminal psychologist, believe it or not. I started going to school for it and everything. Got my apprentice license in psychology. Was working on bachelor's when I had my first two aneurysms and my first heart attack and stroke. So that got stopped, but I still do it. I just do it differently. It is a great investment for that. And I will say that the quality of the cards are very nice, and it is worth the money. It is. This is an investment deck. This obviously isn't an everyday deck, but it can be programmed. So it could be broken to many different ways for many different uses. I'm going after bad guys. So, and I do believe like all of the elements are in here, and then like brother, mother, father, daughter, that kind of thing is in here. There's a lot of mental situations going on, and then every kind of setting you can think of is in here. I mean, Kim did an amazing job with this deck. She really did. Her and her husband with the expansion pack, they really did a good job. And then you can get it through makeplayingcards.com. So purchasing the deck, like I had all of it on my PayPal, but you can't use, or at least I couldn't use my PayPal card. So I had to literally send all of the money to someone with a credit card, and then they had to do it with an actual pay credit card. But it all worked out. So it was just as easy as transferring, but yeah, I tried both of my debit cards. It wouldn't take either one of my debit cards. So I would say with makeplayingcards.com, you might need to have an actual credit line, a credit card, and I don't have that. So and there is no deck book, like no guidebook, but it doesn't need a guidebook. So me personally, I'm an intuitive reader. I don't really need a guidebook. I just like reading guidebooks just to see like where the artist is or the creator, the illustrator, that kind of situation. All right, that was stack one, guys. So on Tuesdays, this will be the videos on Tuesday. I'm going to eventually get them all together into a playlist where you guys can come in, and if you want a certain case looked at for the open mic days, this is where you guys would come, and everything crime read. So that's what Tuesdays is all about, right? We've got all the other days. We've got Fridays for little tweaks and fixtures, Mondays for hopes. Today's Tuesdays is going to be all about open mic and crime read, everything crime. It can be old, it could be new, it could be open, it could be closed, but it's all thing crime. And then on Thursdays is patterns, things that we do over and over again. So I do appreciate structure, and it does show. I do appreciate it. Oh, I didn't notice the lawyer card, or I literally forgot about it already. Thank you guys for being here and watching this very long looky at the cards. And then, like, I know Rossi's at work, I know Sherry's at work, so they can always come back and look at it and watch, be part of the rewatch and all of that. Rossi's also getting ready to head out of town to go visit family for the holidays. I've already started my holiday stuff. Have you guys started yours yet? Yeah, I like how literally like everything is in this. You have a good one. You have one. You have one deck. It's not for you. What deck is it? Landfill dumpster trash. You haven't done anything for years. Well, I did my grandkids first. Like I did all of theirs like in one watch. Got that all done and over with. So I don't know. Now I think it's like either maybe I'll do maybe one. I might pick one Yule giveaway. I don't know. We'll see. Or I just may do private individual ones. I don't know yet. We will have to see. But I'm telling you, have you guys thought of a card or a situation and you're hopefully looking to see it in here? Because it's probably in here, unless we've already saw it. Mo, is that for you? You're adult babies. I know that's right. Mm. Yeah, like I said, some of these are rough. Hmm. Looks like a Facebook post or I don't know, one of the social media sites or something, right? Monetary gain. Just a quickie on that one. Okay. Cole is barking at something at the door, guys. So, you know, we live here and it's a house and there's noises. So, And I'm just letting you guys kind of just read them. Some of them are pretty self-explanatory. Some of them are a little harsher. And we're just doing quick little pops of them. This one's just triggering, period. That mask is creepy as fuck. Some of them are pretty basic like that, so it's pretty easy. And then there's some that are absolutely just disgustingly horrible. Like I said, some of them are graphic in a way just for what they are, what they represent. But you need it when you're trying to get into their mind sometimes. We're almost at the end of the stack of this one, and then we got one more stack. So I've already done like the introduction to me and the deck and everything. So, and that was done privately. I'm sure you guys completely understand that. It wasn't, it's not the kind of deck that's going to be on everything, right? So, last deck, and it's a chunker. So, let's go. They've been smoked, they've been blessed, they have been activated, they are ready to go. This one is so hopeful, right? Brother Thomas here. What's up, Brother Thomas? Yeah, thank you. There's just a couple more over here, guys. So when I fell in love with this deck, Brother Thomas bought a blank deck, and he made sure that there was like 200 cards in it. And he wrote out every single one of these cards, guys, and made himself the deck with just the words. So Brother Thomas has this deck, but he wrote out every single word. He went through her explain every single one of them. And finally, last card. Okay, we have made it through. And again, huge shout out to Sherry, Tina, and Russie. So, all right. The spiritual ocean, absolutely. What are we doing? To cushion my ass. I do spend a lot of time in this very uncomfortable beach chair, and if you've ever sat in one, you already know. That's why you don't sit in one. You'd rather just sit on the sand. Well, all right. What should we name? What should we name this big behemoth? Okay. So I was thinking in my head, like, um, what one would be a good one, because I've got the one that Brother Thomas had picked out, but I never could pick up anything on the spirit box, right? So I was looking at some cold cases like just here in Pensacola, and I found one that I think I almost instantly started getting a hit on Big Bird. um, what is it? Mm. Yeah, I gotta get the spirit box. I gotta grab the spirit box. Hold on one second. Spirit box. Oh. Whew. If if any of you beautiful gems do want to help me with the chair, oh, if you let me know, that way I can take them off of the wish list, because I don't need two of them. So I don't know. I put priority thing on it, so I don't know how that works. I don't know if it puts it at the top of the list or how that works. Okay, so we will get Pink out and get her going. How much is your cushion? Well, I don't have a cushion. I'm just sitting on a bed pillow, and then I've got like I got it propped kind of thing. This is just a blanket sheet thing to cover the blue sand chair. It's just a beach sand chair. I don't know. I think they're both there's. I put two different ones on the wish list. One was I think 59, and I think one is like 65 or something like that. I don't know. They were the most cheapest, but also I think somewhat decent. Like some of them chairs are like 4 and 5 damn cents to me. Like I spend a lot of time in it, but I'm not spending that kind of money on it. So I don't know. I saw some like I had one on there for like $15, but I went and sat in one over the weekend. My back hurt worse than this thing. So I took that one off and I upgraded it, and it's like 50. One's 57 and I think the other one's like 65 or 67 or something like that. Anyway, I don't know. They're both on my wish list prioritized. So, shall we look at the Pensacola case? Um yeah, 58. You went and looked for me. Thank you, Mousy. And I picked out pink so that it would all kind of match. So I'm trying to keep my theme in my area pink. It's kind of my thing. Clearly. So shall we do Pensacola? Oh, Lulu, I so understand, and every single time you make a donation, it's appreciated. And I'm not kidding. When I say I use every damn dime, every single dime, whether it goes to medicine or gas or food or wherever it's going to. Even though the government's back up again, that doesn't mean that um, it's not rough for every single person. So if anyone can, that is a blessing, and I am grateful for blessings. So the Pensacola case is so you guys told me to talk to Victor about like the spinny wheel, because like I said, I want to do like a spinny wheel kind of thing to pick my cases. But I don't know, Victor, it's might not be so easy or whatever. So we did the Missouri, and I did not get the information for North Carolina written down yet, but I do have all of it penned. So if I go to nope, that is the wrong place to go. This If I go here and I go to the pen comment for North Carolina, let me see, where did his name go? Where did his name go, Brother Thomas? Oh yeah, it's Sandra. Okay, so Sandra. All right, let's write her name down here. All right, we got Sandra. Sandra K. Ross. She went missing in her 76 Chevy Malibu, January 8th, 84. All right, so we have Sandra Ross. Let me go over here and we're going to do Pensacola, Florida. And on that one, we have I got them in all kinds of places, y'all, because I don't really have a lot of. I don't have a lot. I have help, but like not what I would need. I need more help. Okay. Oh no. I need all of these. All right. So this one is from right here. Her name is Joanne Benner. Missing 5/14/76. That's the year I was born. Like, ugh. So Joanna Benner, she went missing from the Bayou George, Florida area, which is just literally east of me. She was 21 years old when she went missing. She was taking college finals. Oh nope, that's a different one. Sorry. Goodness gracious, get it right here. She vanished in the middle of the night. It is strongly believed that she was murdered in her bedroom by her husband and then buried somewhere in the Bayou George area. An aunt reported that Joanne's young daughter told her something was wrong with her mommy and she was bleeding from her stomach. Investigators found that some of the carpet had been removed from the house and it was later set on fire in a trash can. Good God. Disturbing. Let's see, how do I get it? Shortly after Joanne went missing, her husband disappeared when his truck, when he returned, he was covered with fresh mud on his clothes and his vehicles. Ooh, okay. So today's date is the 18th. Okay. So it's apparently just part of certain software, so that wouldn't be available. Okay, thanks. Thank you, Victor. But that's a software I don't have and money I don't have because I don't have money to spend on software. Okay, so which one are we going to do? All right. So which one, guys? Any suggestions? Hershey got a new set of cards. There is someone. How's it going today? It's going great. How's it going for you? Yeah, that's what I just found out. Like I've hit up everybody you guys have suggested, and I love it, but I'm gonna have to just work on that for right now. It's gonna have to go to the back burner because I need more important things other than a wheel for crime reads. So anyway, either Sandra K. Ross or Joanne Benner. I think I'm leaning more towards Joanne. I did feel like I kind of got a hit when I was kind of just like calling for names. So we're going to see what we can come up with. And so just see. We're just going to see what we can come up with. And then, like I said, I don't know if they're going to move to pre-records yet, guys. We'll just see. We'll see. We're gonna see. We're gonna play it by ear. All right. So.
FM mode. AM mode.
Hey, my name's Hershey and I come with respect. I'm seeking information on Joanne Benner or Sandra K. Ross from North Carolina. Both are missing. Both are still active cases. Is there anybody around that would like to talk to me? Is Sandra or Joanne here themselves? Anyone that knows the case? Anyone that knows the victim's family? I'm sorry, say that again. Say it again, please. What's your name, sweetheart? Is your name Sandra or Joanne? Hi, Willie. Who are you? You know some people. Who do you know? Who do you know, Willie?
What?
Did you say Flint? Did you say Flint? So nobody has anything to say? It's a good thing I got long ass fingers. This deck is difficult to shuffle. Hi. Really? Really? Come back here. Did I lose any other cards? Look, y'all, we ain't trying to like go flying across the room. Yo, really? That's rude. Okay. Alright, so. So the cards are jumping for Joanne. Let me turn this down just a second. And for anybody wondering, this is an S box. It is analog, not digital. So it does look like there was like some false accusations maybe made. So I was looking at the husband, right? In my mind, I'm kind of wondering, you know, they only seem to center on that one individual from what I read. That doesn't look like they looked outside of the home because evidence was in the home. So I think I'm comfortable enough with staying with the fact that it's possible that if we were just looking at the husband, if we needed to eliminate him, by looking at these cards right here, I couldn't actually do that. In fact, it would draw him in even more. I would want to know if there's any kind of like special training with the husband. Does he have any kind of military background? Was he like terminated instead of like getting honorable? Maybe he got dishonorable discharge, and something in his mind just probably has not been the same, so to speak, right? I do believe that there's a lot of false accusations, but I do believe it's because he's not quite right all in the head. I do believe that he intentionally contaminated the area to completely cover up all of the evidence, to literally, you know, make it look like the distraction, the contaminated evidence. You know what I'm saying? That it was, like they said, there was pieces of rug that was removed and there was evidence of a cleanup. I do see private property, and I do see that there is accessory after the fact, right? So the fact that accessory after the fact is there, that means that there was someone else that maybe could have been there. The fact that there was children there, he could have asked the children to help him clean up or something. He could have made it seem like, oh, mommy went out to go get breakfast and we got to clean up before she gets back or something. You know, he could have intentionally fooled these kids. There is a bunch of truth coming out with the distraction, but it is mainly about the private property. I get private property showing up a lot, and I did get, like I said, I got the government and military training and some kind of maybe false termination with that. Like I said, instead of the honorable, there was dishonorable. So let's see what else we get. See what else falls out looking at the bad guy situation. if I had a lady, Willie pushed her out. Well, my door's open, so there's a whole bunch of them around right now. So, um, choking. I feel like choking is involved. Okay, that popped back out. That popped back out on top of each other. Okay, all right. Okay, all right. Well, I'm not sure about that one yet, so we're gonna go back with this one. So I got choking, and I also got knife stab. But I also see that, there's evidence involved, and possibly he may be in jail for something different right now, or did some time in jail following maybe some service time, or maybe he went to prison from service. It happens. Sometimes our fellow service end up in situations over there where they're involved in a military situation. We got I got run away from the scene and cover up. So I did read somewhere in that article something about that he did leave and was witnessed, and when he came back he was covered in mud, right? And his truck was covered in mud and stuff like that. So running away from the evidence, like the runawaying of the evidence, leaving the scene of the crime, right? Runaway can go a couple of different ways here, right? Maybe she was trying to get away. Maybe she was planning on taking the kids and leaving, and he found out about it and he wasn't going for it. And that's where all of this comes in: the stabbing, the choking, the covering up of everything, the contamination of the crime scene. So there could be a couple of different things going on in that situation with Joanne. I would like to know if the box could tell me, is there any chance Joanne was harmed by someone other than her husband? I feel like I should get the dowsing rods for this. Let me do a little shuffle here and get them all mixed up good, because I don't want to make any assumptions that they just keep falling out because they're not shuffled. There's a lot of cards here. Can anyone confirm or deny that there's any other suspects involved here? Was there any witnesses outside of the children? You said there was? So it said there was, right? Right after I said, and then here comes knife and stabbing again, popping back up. All right, let's take half of this, put this over here, and let's give this a shuffle and a shake. Hello. If you're stepping to the mic, what's your name? Alan. Hi, Alan. Alan, do you know anything about Joanne or Sandra? Joanne Benner, Pensacola. Sandra. Addie. Who is Addie? Is that your last name? They did what? Sandra Ross. Who is Addie? What do they travel? What do they do? Addie is a traveler. What does this person do? Where do they travel to? Alright, I think I got them shuffled back up again. Alright. Anything else on Joanna? Anything else on Joanne Benner? Look at the father. As in her father or the father of her children? What do you mean they saw him do it? They, as in the children saw him do it? Power control, corruption. Oh, there's no way I can ripple all of them. Sorry. My hands ain't that big. Law, legal system. See, and it showed up a while ago about jail, right? Now we got the legal system involved. Maybe the kids were, maybe the family was being investigated. Maybe CPS might have gotten involved. Family member. Okay, accusations again, affair. Doctor, maybe the doctor saw something, right? Right? Maybe there was bruises showing up somewhere. So family members, law, power, control, father, doctor, and this, right? I wish you would tell me, where was she killed at? Can you tell me, was she killed in the home? Was she murdered in the home while her children were there? Yes. It said yes. Was she pregnant? Was she pregnant? It just said something about baby. Alone. House. Intoxication. Spying. See, alone, like, if he was suffering from any kind of like mental afflictions where he maybe had PTSD or something like that, like we can get PTSD and not have to go into the military, but if that is a factor here, or maybe one of his parents were in the military and was abusive to him and he didn't know any better, I'm not making any excuses, but if she felt alone, maybe there was a possibility of an affair or something, because we did get alone, home, and affair. So, and then we got intoxicating, we got stranger, family member, father. You know what I'm saying? Maybe there's a lot more underbelly going on here. Obviously, the little bit of snippets that I found in the newspaper. I am in Pensacola. Maybe I can do a little bit more investigating on this one, just to see, like how close to home it's actually hitting. So in 1976, right, everything would have been different, right? So what little bit of information I did find took me to a road called Texler, right? From what I can get with my team, from my own investigating outside of cards and just with my box and just with my team, I did pick up on what is now the I-10 kind of big intersection. It didn't look like that in the 70s, right? It was more like rural, so to speak, right? It wasn't so city. Even though Pensacola is not big city, what is there now is a whole subdivision and nothing like what it used to be. But I did get led to an area. The area that I saw was like just a cross, not a cross as in a cross, but like street sign cross. And it may have even been different names, right? Like the back then they would have called it something different. And I think it started with a C, or at least from what they were showing me, or at least whatever they would have called it. Maybe, maybe there was a nickname for the area. Obviously, I was not here in 76. I was only being born. But I am going to do some private investigating on my own in that area. Maybe this weekend I can do if I can get some free time. We do have a lot of big weekends coming up with the holidays and everything, and we have Friendsgiving coming up. Um, which I've never been to a Friendsgiving before. So this will be my very first Friendsgiving, and I'm super excited. I'm super excited. Anyway, um, I'm excited to go see what that area over there looks like. Um, so the box did say no, she wasn't pregnant, but it did say yes to an affair. Maybe he found out. Maybe the husband found out about an affair, even if it was long over by the time maybe he came home or whatever the situation was. Maybe he literally found out and snapped. Again, I am not defending anyone. No one deserves to lose their life. But I do have an opportunity now to really dive into it. I'm going to see what I can come up with, and I'm going to dive into my spread that I created. And like I said, I don't know if I'll be doing pre releases for Tuesdays for you guys as well as lives. But I am super excited to jump off into this. I want you guys to bring me cases. I want you guys to think and enjoy. Maybe you have some local lore or anything. Like it can be paranormal, it can be crime, anything investigative, right? Things that make us go, how did this happen? Why did it happen? What were the situations, the circumstances? What was going on elementally? Was there things going on solarly? Was there things going on in space that were affecting things? If the moon can do what it can do and the sun can do what it can do, and it can affect tides and it can do this and do that, then it can affect us in mysterious ways. I truly believe that. Not everybody will, but I do. And I do believe that our brain reacts to different frequencies, different elements, compounds, all of it differently and in different ways. Sometimes the release is ugly, sometimes the release is painful. Um, Sometimes there are a lot of victims, sometimes there's only one, sometimes we don't have a victim. We torture ourselves in horrible ways that we shouldn't do, but we do it. So again, truth revealed and outside, right? Like I do think that I could find, maybe not now because of all the construction and everything, but if the area was very rural then, I don't think if they would have found anything in rebuilding the neighborhood and building up a neighborhood and an intersection. I mean, the I-10 is huge. That is not a small highway. That is a giant, huge intersection. So, big land and earth movers and excavators and shit would have been needed. So, if she would have been hidden or buried over that direction, I think she could have possibly been unearthed. Um, but I think if I can get over there to the Texler Road, I think my team and I can be led. There are some fields and stuff over there that have not been uh, um, um, like turned into anything, right? Like a business or a subdivision or a road or anything like that. So there's a possibility that maybe I can pick up on something. There are some trails and stuff over there, but not too far over there because eventually it goes into the ocean. And who knows? I don't want to think that she became shark bait, but we don't know, right? And I am not saying that to be rude or cruel in any way, but none of us want to be fish food. So let's hope she didn't end up in the ocean. But I do trust my team, and I am going to be investigating this. And like I said, I am trying to get hits out for Sandra Ross, right? Yes, Ross, for North Carolina. Oh my gosh, guys. I absolutely want to pick this back up with you guys on Tuesday. I will have a lot more information on Joanne for Tuesday. So you guys spend some time. 1976 Pensacola map. Yep, yep. I've been looking at them. So, like, obviously, going on the computer and looking and trying to bring up old maps, it's not quite so easy, right? Because everything's gone digital. And it's just like, okay, so if I look in satellite, what do I see? It doesn't make it any easier, right? So, I do go into a lot of the this is a very historical town. So I'm thinking that if I go to some of the like I keep thinking like the antique stores because I go to them a lot, right? Obviously it's where I found this gorgeous, beautiful desk. But I'm thinking that like I'm gonna look up on one of these historical places because there's all kinds of historical homes and tours and stuff like that where there's gonna be a map, and I am so looking for one because outside of all of the pirates, the decapitated people, oh my god, like you can't go anywhere. Let me rephrase that. You guys can't see them the way I can, and granted, I don't see them every day, but damn, the amount of decapitated people in this small little town. My God, y'all, like, why? Why? I need to know. Like, you walk around downtown in there, they almost brag about how it's so historical and it's this. But why the violence? Like, why the violence? Like, I know there's a lot more to this damn Ebenezer guy. Like, he is going to literally be the vein of my existence. Like, the more I find out about Ebenezer, the more I want to go back in time and wonder how did you become a historical person? You were not a good guy. You were not good. I don't care if you were the sheriff or not, you were not a good guy. I don't understand how people can take historical things and make it a good thing. There's so much violence attached to some of the things that people say, oh, that's historic. That is violence. That is horrible violence. And not all of it needs to be remembered. I don't think it needs to be forgotten, but it definitely doesn't need to be showcased. At least not as in a good thing. Like, I don't know. Like, I want to do like tours. I love going to the tours, but then I'm looking at things quite differently than a lot of people are because I'm looking at all the victims and I'm thinking, why did they have so many bad guys in one place? Politics. It does come back to a lot of politics, guys. I'm not kidding you. Like, I have watched hours and hours and hours of countless documents of historical stuff for this town. Oh, my goodness. With the military, it's either redacted, confidential, um, or you have to put in a written request. It's insanity. So been to the libraries, right? Nope, they don't have it. Everything is digital, and then the archive part of it is more about the parts that they have made honorable and valid. But there's a beautiful lady right down the street, and she hangs out with this decapitated woman. Now they're both dead. One of them's name. Oh my God, what's her name? Rossi? No, Rosie. Rosie, right? So, no, that's not her name. Yeah, what is the one that hangs out with the decapitated Rosie? Right? Okay, so Rosie, right? So anyway, she was in a bad motorcycle accident. She was riding bitch back in the 80s. And anyway, she didn't make it, right? Her and her man didn't make it. So anyway, her man crossed over and didn't want to come back. She crossed over and wanted to come back because she loved this bar. This was home to her, right? It's kind of like a very real life, not movie Cheers situal sitcom I live sometimes in my head when it comes to her. Anyway, she's definitely not Cheers. But anyway, she's very much all of the essence of what the Cheers represented, right? That come sit down and everybody knows your name. She knows everybody's name on this street and she waves and says hello to every damn person that lives on this street. Anyway, she has a decapitated friend, and I can't think of her name right now. And Rosie is not answering me. So there's so much, and I don't know why. I don't know why. There is a lot of hidden, and I want to get to the bottom of why is it hidden. Have a wonderful trip. Drive safely. We will catch up with you when you get off that clock. Chase them dollars, chase them dollars. All right, guys. So just know that I am over here with my investigative brain going. I have several things going for this town that I want to know more of. Like, I need to know more of. Like, I don't know about you guys. I need to know more of. And like I said, I am still working on understanding the cemeteries. There are still two more historical ones that they don't have good energy. They're cemeteries, right? And there is a difference between a graveyard and a cemetery. If you don't know, look it up, and we'll talk about it next Tuesday. We've talked about it on my channel before about the differences between the two, but or just like start thinking like that. If you have questions about different things, different that, this is your place. This is your chat line. This is your open platform to talk. We can talk victim. We can talk bad guy. We can talk about the mental structure of all of it. We can talk about scary things. Lore. I love lore because there's always truth. There's always truth, guys. You just got to get the truth out and learning from it so that we don't keep repeating it. And that's what it's mainly about. Not repeating them horrible paths, or at least seeing the signs for what they are. Trust me, they show up at a very young age for those that are going down that path. At least from what I can see from growing up in a very ugly world, and also then going to school for it and learning the breakup and the breakdown of the criminal mind and the psyche of it, and knowing that I've thought about things like that, and a lot of humans have thought about some pretty horrible things. That doesn't mean that we acted on it, but we're human and we probably thought about it. And this is a safe place to be. Cemetery is on church property and always on the right. You're absolutely correct. Always. There's always a church present. No matter what, there is a church. Or runs of a church, if it's that old, depending on how old it is, right? And then do you understand the difference in a potter's field, too? It is a place of rest, but there is a potter's field, and I get called to a lot of them. Be like, I don't know, but I'm going this way, and then I'm going that way, and then before too long, I'm stumbling upon them, and I'm going, holy shit, it's a whole potter's field. Fudge! So, oh man, I love doing this. We are going to reach for my private clients that I am working with, whether it be through your local law enforcement or private investigator or through the families of the victims. My heart is always with you guys. I'm literally only a phone call away or an email. Everything is always listed on my channel. So if you need me, please reach out to me. This goes for anyone, no matter who you are. If you have someone in your life that you need to know about, or you need someone to help you reach them, maybe I'm your girl. I will help. I will do my part. For the ones I'm already working with, I will be reaching out to some of you within this week and next week. I hold you guys with all the hope, blessings, and prayers. I will see you guys next Tuesday for this kind of stuff. We will be picking up. I do have my handy dandy notebook that is all about crime. So I will see you on Crime Tuesday, Open Mic Tuesday, next Tuesday. For everything else about my channel, one second. I will be back tomorrow for Wednesdays. Shadow reads tomorrow will be heavy. um, it's usually heavy on Wednesdays. Miles gets real nosy on y'all on Wednesdays. I love you guys. Thursdays. I still don't have my name for Thursdays yet, but Josh and I are working on it. We're gonna get a catchy name. We'll get it together. I don't know. Pennies. How could we spell it? Because it would be the P, not the T. We'll figure it out. Anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow, Wednesday, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, with our very own Brother Thomas for Shadow Reads. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, my beautiful gems.